those things. And so we might have something that looks nice and simple to start with. X plus 4 is greater than 5. And once again, what's a number that could fit in there? Ash?
2.
2. X can be 2 because 2 plus 4 is 6, which is greater than 5. That's awesome. But how are we going to get a way of describing all the possible answers? Not just one answer like 2, or another answer like 10, or another answer like 100. How are we going to get all the possible answers? Well, we solve the inequation. And just like we have been doing, we need to get the pronumeral by itself on one side. And apart from a very specific case that I'm going to raise with you in just a moment, we solve them in exactly the same way we've done with equations. So what would we do if that was an equal sign there instead of a greater than? What would we do if it's x plus 4 equals 5? Right.
Minus 4.
Take away 4 from both sides. And so we get, that would be x equals 1. Equals like that. But we don't have an equal sign. We have a greater than sign. But apart from that, everything is exactly the same. X is greater than 1. If we have 2x minus 3 is less than or equal to 0. 2x minus 3 is less than or equal to 0. Now it's a less than or equal to. It's not just equals to, but we can treat it the same way. What's the first step? Pete?
Plus 3.
Yeah, so we're going to add 3 on both sides. So what do I write next? Hannah?
You move back to x is equal greater than 0.
Yeah, less than or equal to, that one is, yep. 0. Oh, well. I'm just doing what you said. What am I writing this up? 3, yeah. I trusted you too easily. 2x is less than or equal to 3. What's the next step, Elise?
Divide both sides by 2.
Okay, so we're going to divide both sides by 2. And so that becomes?
X is equal to or less than 1 something.
Yeah, 3 over 2. How do we write that as an improper, mixed number?
1 and
1 and 1 and 2. Yeah, 1 and a half. Okay. And again, we can draw that on a number line. I'm not going to do that now, but we can draw that on a number line. Closed in circle 1 and a half, and the arrow goes to the left. Okay? Got to remember which way it goes to. It's the same way as the arrow points in this case. The arrow is pointing to the left here. The arrow will also go to the left on your number line. So with those kind of steps, we're doing the normal things, aren't we? We're doing the normal kind of solving equations we have been doing. The one situation is being something like this. An equation that looks like that. Now, if we were doing minus 5x equals 10 over here, what would we do? Jonah?
Divide by minus 5.
Divide both sides by negative 5. Awesome. And so we get?
X equals minus 2.
Negative 2. Okay. That's right for an equation. But it's not going to work out. Let's work it that way. Let's see what happens. Let's try that way. Let's divide both sides by negative 5. And so just the same there, when x is greater than negative 2. So what is a number that is greater than negative 2? Judah?
Negative 1.
Negative 1. Let's put it into our original inequation to see if it works. Minus 5, so let's just take a sideways step over here. Minus 5 times negative 1 greater than 10. What's minus 5 times negative 1? Maddie?
5.
It's not going to be minus 5 because we've got
Or 5.
positive 5, isn't it? We've got negative times negative. Greater than 10. Is that a true statement? Is 5 greater than 10? Definitely not. That is not a true statement. So somewhere in this process, it's broken down. Okay? And so, one of the rules that we need to be aware of when we are dividing or multiplying by a negative number in inequations is we change the direction of the inequality sign in the middle. So at this point here, we actually turn this around and we go this way. X is less than negative 2. That's a really important step, and it's the one thing that you really need to be aware of through this lesson today. When you multiply or divide by a negative number, you flip the direction of the sign, of the inequality sign. That is the key take-home message from this lesson. Because everything else we've done is just very much the same as what you've been doing with equations. Okay, this is the key take-home message. Test it out. Is it going to work? What is a number that is less than negative 2? Noah? Negative 3. Let's just test it out to make sure it's going to work. Let's come down here. Negative 5 times negative 3 greater than 10. Is that true? Negative 5 times negative 3, Finn, is?
Negative 5 times negative 3 is
15, positive 15, greater than 10, is that true? Yes, happy days. Okay? When we multiply or divide by a negative number with an inequality, we flip the direction of the sign.